Hey everyone and welcome back, Crystalline. It's been a week since I last played this, and all I remember, Liana and the main character, me, since I am the main character in this, we finally shared a kiss. We slid in those. What? Okay, yeah, and from what I remember as well, put my thinking cap on, um, we're going after some Assassin's Creed type guild. So, yeah, let's jump right back into it. The next day, I wake up to the sound of voices. Looking over, I see Zack and Kara speaking in low whispers. They consult with Liana and Amelia while the Pongo snores softly beside me. I stir in my bread roll. Liana glances over at me.
Good morning.
Morning. So, are Liana and the main character a thing now? I mean, after what happened at the Air Temple. The Pongo opens. The Pongo opens groggy eyes as I carefully scoot out of the bedroll.
Hi.
Sorry, I was trying not to wake you. Go back to sleep. He opens his mouth wide in a sleepy yawn.
Hi, boy.
Shaking himself into a little shudder, he blinks his eyes a few times and then focuses on a wide grin.
Hi.
I guess he's awake now. He hops out with me and I take a seat with the rest of the party. What's going on?
We're mapping out our route to the Cloaked Brotherhood's hideout.
Oh.
I figured you might want to sleep in. It'll end up being a bit of a journey to get there.
Aw, she cares. I give Leon an appreciative smile. Thanks. So, where are we headed then?
The Cloaked Brotherhood is located somewhere within Bridgewick, and that's located back towards the southeast.
Sounds like we'll be doing a little bit of backtracking.
You are correct. However, that is still advantageous towards our main goal. To reach the water temple, we would have to travel in the same direction regardless.
That's not too bad then, although I figured no matter what we'd have traveled south since we're pretty far up north. What? Kara faces Zack.
You're positive the Cloaked Brotherhood is in Bridgewick.
He nods.
How do you know if you never joined them? Even through all my research and contacts, I wasn't able to learn their location. They keep it very well protected.
I wasn't supposed to know it either. The Brotherhood doesn't reveal the location until you've been initiated. When I was sent to complete my initiation mission, one of the men let slip the location before confirming the completion of my mission. I haven't gone there myself to confirm, so once we reach Bridgewick, we'll need to do more scouting.
It still sounds like our best lead.
I guess we have a plan then. The team separates as we clean up the camp and get ready to depart. Then we begin the trek towards Bridgewick. It takes us a few days to travel back south. Even though the mission of our journey has changed, Liana still has me follow a strict training regimen. We continue to practice sparring and casting, and I feel myself improve with each session. It won't be long before I can beat Liana in a match. I hope. Fairly. After about 5 days of traveling, we finally arrive in Bridgewick. The cobblestone sheets are paved and well kept as we pass. That's not what cobble looks like. Pass through the marketplace. I hear the growing voices of peddlers advertising their wares. More traditional shop fronts line the streets, and a few shopkeepers chase away any tents set up in front of their stores. The Pongo buries his face into my neck as we walk through. People bustle about as they shop. Everything about this town feels strangely ordinary. If I didn't know any better, I would have guessed that this is just a dark... I wouldn't have guessed that there's a dark guild hiding beneath this ordinary facade. Huh.
What is it?
This place seems kind of pleasant.
What were you expecting?
Something more like Wolf's Den vibe, honestly.
Hiding someplace unremarkable is a pretty good strategy. They don't typically see too much crime here.
Gee, I wonder why.
I wonder how much influence they have on the townsfolk here.
Probably very little. I'd guess that most of the townsfolk don't even realize that the Brotherhood is even here.
Even so, I'm not sure I like the idea of just hanging out in plain view, like sitting ducks. Maybe we should go to the inn until we can figure out what to do next. Zack shakes his head.
Too many people might recognize me there.
I thought you said the townspeople are innocent.
They may be, but the inn is a prime target to leave Cloaked Brotherhood scouts. They'll most likely recognize Zack and alert the guild that he's here.
Kara frowns, looking worried.
That's a good point, which brings up an even larger problem. Where can Zack hide out? It might take a few days to even find a lead. He has to be able to stay and sleep somewhere.
I have a contact here. We can ask him if he'll let me lay low for a while.
Kara raises an eyebrow.
Who is it?
A friend of a friend. He won't turn us away.
Okay. Zack leads us through the city and pauses in front of a small shop. A sign with a hammer and anvil hangs above the door. This must be a blacksmith's forge. He opens the door and a small bell dings above our head. Weapons line the wall, their blades winking in the light. Okay, time out. A blacksmith wouldn't make rifles and guns and shit. A gunsmith would. Just being technical, because when I was younger, into my teenage years and into my adult years, I always wanted to be a blacksmith. I can hear the faint sound of hammers smacking against metal as the orange glow flickers down the hall. We wait a few minutes to see if anyone comes out. When no one does, Zack leads us to the back where we see a man. His face is sweaty and wrought in concentration as he hammers a blade. Sparks fly when he hits it. The constant hammering is making my ears ring. Zack steps out of the doorway, his shadow overcasting the man's work.
Hey.
The man looks up and blinks.
Oh, good afternoon.
He wipes his forehead with the back of his arm and smiles.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's usually pretty quiet out front at this time. What can I do for you?
Are you Adrian?
His smile remains on his face, but a line of tension creases his brow.
I am. Who's asking?
I'm a friend of Damon.
Adrian's eyes widen and he lets out a long, slow breath.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
He always spoke very highly of you. Said the only blade worth having was the one forged by Adrian.
Adrian, okay, I was right the first time. Adrian laughs, a deep, throaty rumble.
And then he switched to discharges. Lost out my business when that happened.
His expression softens as he takes a closer look at Zack.
You that boy you took in?
Although you're not
so much a boy anymore.
Zack.
Adrian nods.
I'm sorry about what happened to Damon. He didn't deserve to go like that.
No, he didn't.
Zack lowers his head to his hair falls into his eyes. Zack isn't usually this emotional. Whoever they're talking about, he must have meant a lot to Zack.
Anyway, Damon was like a brother to me, and I know how much he cared about you. He wouldn't stop talking about how you were going to be one of the best mercs out there, maybe rivaling even him. Anything I can do to help, you just let me know. A friend of Damon's is a friend of mine.
Zack nods. He takes a moment to recompose himself, then looks back up.
I appreciate the offer. In fact, I do have a favor to ask. Would it be alright if I lay low here for a while?
The blacksmith strokes his chin, smearing soot across his jaw. I notice the skin on his forearm looks like it's been melted, and it takes me a moment to realize that they're burn scars.
I won't ask why, but can you promise me you won't bring anything back to my shop? I don't need any trouble here.
I promise. You won't be involved at all.
He grins a little and nods.
Then, feel free to stay as long as you need.
Thank you.
The rest of you going to stay here too?
Liana shakes her head.
It's a bit crowded in here, and we've got some things to take care of first.
Pongo? Adrian's eyes the Pongo warily. The Pongo shrinks from his gaze. He wobbles over to the over to my leg and hides behind me. Well, actually, the Pongo might stay. You'll be on your best behavior, right? He grins up at me and cuddles against my leg. Just in case, I reach for a small crystal stacked on the shelf and fish for a handful of coins, which I offer Adrian. Is it okay if I buy this? He accepts my coins. I offer the crystal to the Pongo, who excitedly snatches it up. He wiggles happily in a little jiggle dance. I love Pongo. Liana melts as she watches the Pongo.
Aww.
He should be good to go and won't touch anything else in the shop. Satisfied, Adrian nods.
All right, you can stay.
Kara touches Zach's arm.
We'll be back as soon as we can.
He nods but doesn't say anything. Kara gives him a gentle squeeze before we return to the main room. We pause before leaving the shop. Once outside, I face the remainder of our party.
Alright, we've got to find the location of the Cloaked Brotherhood's hideout. It'll make more sense if we split up to find information.
Agreed. Our best course of action is to investigate in pairs. That way, should anyone befall any trouble, they will not be alone.
Good thinking.
Amy and I will start in the north of the town, while you two start in the south. We'll meet up back here afterwards.
Once agreed, we split up. Leanna and I head off in one direction while Kara and Amelia go in the opposite way. Leanna and I pause at the marketplace.
I'll scout some of the buildings out around here and see if I can find any unusual activity.
Okay, if you ask around inside, I can look around out here in the marketplace. She grins.
Sounds like a plan.
She heads off. I turn around and scan the area. The most inconspicuous. Excuse me. The woman freezes. She stops and turns around. The woman's mouth pulls into a distorted frown. She takes in my leather armor and the sword strapped to my back. Her eyes guarded and wary, she shuffles her son behind her.
What do you want?
I was wondering if you could tell me a little about the town. Her eyes narrow.
What about it?
I just moved here a bit ago, and is there anything I should know about? The woman pauses, her lips flatten into a thin line.
Yes. You shouldn't be traveling alone.
Her grip tightens around her little boy's hand. My stomach clenches. Oh. I shift uncomfortably. Why? Is there anyone strange out here? The woman's mouth clenches shut. Clearly, she's not out to answer any more questions.
If you'll excuse me.
She elbows her way past me and disappears back into the crowd. That's the guards. If I remember anything from Skyrim, the Dark Brother, not the Dark Brotherhood, the Thieves Guild kind of were in the pocket of the Rifting Guards, so. Two guards are playing some kind of dice game in front of a fancy-looking building with wrought iron fence. They don't seem to be keeping any particularly good eye on the town. Excuse me. The guard pauses. They look up.
Yes, can we help you?
Let's keep going not completely direct, because that'll set off alarms. How's protecting the city going? The guards blink.
Fine.
Arrest anyone suspicious lately? I lean against the fence, trying to appear super casual. You know, like some murderer from really secretive mercenary guild or something? Okay, me. The other guard's face settled into a frown.
There's something you need. We're kind of busy.
I glance at their dice game. So much for protecting and serving. Right, sorry. I shuffle away. I walk up to the group of people, mostly young guys. They clustered together, blocking off an alley. Someone must have said something funny because they abruptly burst into laughter. Hey. They look up at me.
What do you want?
Okay, I'm going to be fucking direct this time. Do you know where I can find the Cloaked Brotherhood?
The what?
You know. I look around to make sure no one's listening. When it seems safe, I cup my hand over my mouth and whisper loudly. The Cloaked Brotherhood? I wink, a little more exaggerated than necessary. When they don't respond, I elbow the first guy in the ribs. You know, the Brotherhood? Eh? Eh? The group stare at me like I've just spoken another language. The first man shoves my elbow away, his face curdles into a growl.
What are you talking about?
Get
lost.
I leave before any trouble starts. Maybe that wasn't the smartest thing I could have said. Fuck, I should have gone against my better judgment. That wasn't as successful as I hoped it'd be. I search for Liana and find her outside one of the buildings. Any luck? She shakes her head. Me neither.
Maybe we should head back and see if the others have had more success.
Yeah, good idea. We make our way back to the blacksmith shop. It looks like Kara and Amelia are already waiting for us.
There you guys are.
Kara splits into a bright smile when she sees us. She seems to be in a good mood. I hope this means you found something.
You bet. I think I got a lead.
I raised my eyebrows, impressed. Really? She nods.
I noticed there were a lot of people going in and out of this one area. It might be nothing, or it could lead us exactly where we need to go.
Liana nods in agreement.
That sounds like our best bet. We should grab Zack and get going.
We meet up with Zack and fill him in on what we found. He straps on his dischargers and together we head out of the shop. Car takes us through a shortcut in the city, hitting more isolated streets. The fewer people who see Zack, the better. She steers us into an alleyway and then turns another sharp corner.
Right here.
She gestures to a house. I squint at it. It doesn't look any different than the other houses in the city. Wait, what exactly am I looking at?
This place doesn't seem like much, but I've seen people come in and out. If this was someone's home, you'd expect to see the same person there all the time. But that's not the case.
You're right. You know, this would make a good thumbnail just in case if I don't find anything. Like no CGs or anything.
Let's check it out then.
There's a man stationed right outside of the home, but Zack easily knocks him out. As we enter the house, the first thing I see is a rickety dining table and a meager kitchen. Sunlight slices across the floor from a single window. I notice a red top covering the entrance to what might be another room. Kara walks around the room, testing the floors and walls for any creaking or hollow sounds. She shoves aside a curtain to expose a blank wall. Pushing against a knot in the wood, the wall swings back to reveal a doorway leading to an underground staircase. I wait for Kara to grin or make one of her usual jokes, but she doesn't. Instead, her jaw clenches. She looks nervous. We all stare down into the dark.
Let's go.
So, are we going to just find the information about see if Kara's dad's still alive, or are we killing the entire Brotherhood? I nod stiffly. We descend down the stairs. Oh, God, it's just like that, what's that in the way? The Ragged Flagon? That's what it reminds me of. A bright light bursts through the dark at the bottom of the steps. I can hear two male voices. Whoever it is, it sounds like they're laughing and joking with each other. Zack draws his dischargers. There's a crack and then a flash of violet light. The sentry grunts in pain and collapses before he has a chance to sound the alarm. I dash down and ready my sword. Okay, guess we're going to be playing a minigame. Click the matching icons. I'm getting good at this. The Simon Says one's a little tricky. The guard cuts at my face with his sword. I lunge, blocking him with a spray of sparks. My manipulator glows and I hack at him again. He cries out, struggling to keep up. With a final swing, his sword clatters to the ground. With the sentries disposed of, we step past them and follow the hallway. Zack leads the way as the hall opens up into a large room. It's darkly lit with deep wooden tables. It looks like some sort of guild hall. Okay, wait, time out. First of all, I just got time out real quick. We're a normal person from, ironically, New York. A normal person, normal human being who just happens to have magic and sword skills now. And we just, in the last episode, we cut down a group of bandits. And now we just killed some guards. And the main character, us, we're killing them without second thought. And I understand it's life or death, but it's not weighing on him. Taking a life fucks with your head. I wonder if they're ever going to, it's a story. It's meant to be it's fun. It's a story, fun story. These are bad guys. These are bad guys. Bad guys like bandits. They're the faceless villains. You cut them down in any video game without second thought. They're like a demon or a Nazi or I'm trying to think of all the video. I went through Wolfenstein and Doom. They're just the bad guys. It's like you don't think anything about it, but if you're put in that position and you cut someone down, it's going to mess with you. There are alcoved areas branching from the main hall, one of which guarded. If I had to guess, the ledgers are probably stored in that room. The others must have come to the same conclusion as we creep close to get a better look. The floorboards creak and another bandit hears us. Oh, they are bandits. I thought these were assassins. He scrumbles for the discharger at his waist, but he's not fast enough. Liana shoots her hand out and the wind gale blasts him away.
Let's go.
We walk around the bandit sprawled across the floor and follow Zack into the room. A man looks up at us from behind the desk. He has a shock of red hair and a few scars across his
You
face.
can't be back here. This is for authorized...
He freezes, the words caught on his lips, then his eyes widen.
Zack?
He pauses, a heavy pause. Zack's face is taunt with shock.
It can't be. There.
Ver gapes at him. Then his expression melts into a wry smile and a laugh bubbles out of him.
Of course it's you. It's always you, isn't it?
Zack's face is frozen with shock and confusion.
There. You're alive.
Yes, and I'm just as surprised to see you, too. Although I really shouldn't be. I should have known better.
What are you talking about? Where have you been this whole time?
Ver shakes his head.
A bit slow on the uptake. Honestly, I expected better from you, Zack, the prodigal son.
Zack's jaws clenches.
You've been here. With the Cloaked Brotherhood.
Ver slides into a slippery grin.
There you go. I knew you'd get there eventually.
Zack's eyes darken to the color of a storm.
Our last mission together. You, me, Damon, and the others. We had to transport the weapons. Seemed easy enough at the time. You were there on the crystal rail with us. But you weren't there when they all got attacked.
Ver's mouth curls into a snarl.
Apparently, neither were you.
No. I was sent to look for you. We thought maybe something happened when you didn't return from scouting.
Ver scoffs.
Damon couldn't even trust me to do one thing. He sent you to fix it for me, didn't he?
He was worried about you. That's what happens when you're part of a team.
Don't give me that bullshit.
Ver's eyes narrow. He grips the back of his chair so hard his knuckles turn white. The words flow out from his mouth like poison, each one more clipped and venomous than the last.
Damon only cared about you. The rest of us only mattered in how we compared to you.
That's not true.
How would you know?
I knew Damon. He cared about all of us. We were a family.
Ver croaks out a laugh.
You're still just as naive as before. And if Damon hadn't trusted you as much as he did, maybe he'd still be alive.
Zack grips on his discharger tightens.
You were sent to find me, but you couldn't. Because I'm smarter than you, and always have been. It's too bad Damon wasn't able to see that, but I found people who did.
He gestures to the guild around him.
If you had caught me, then maybe the attack wouldn't have happened. Maybe the Cloaked Brotherhood wouldn't have secured the weapons and killed everyone on that crystal rail. Damon died because you couldn't complete your mission.
Suddenly a loud crack rings in my ears, a flash of purple sparks in my vision. Zack stands with his discharger raised while Vera clutches at his side. He snarls as he whips out his own discharger and shoots at Zack, who deftly dodges it. I snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. And pulls out my... Speaking of that, kamikaze. Fuck, Eminem still has it. Liana and Amelia power up their manipulators as Kara reaches for her daggers. Let's play a game. Battle with Vera. The icons... Oh, fuck. Dagger, sword, sword, dagger. Axe, axe, sword, helmet. That was new and scary. That was new and terrifying. Holy shit. Fair crumbles into a heap on the ground, gasping. Zack's eyes are dark abyss as he calmly aims his discharger at Vera's head. Kara's eyes widen.
Zack, what are you doing?
Let him do it! He deserves to die. My stomach gives an unpleasant twist. Liana and Amelia look equally as shocked. Zack! Zack grips on his discharger tightens. Kara slowly steps towards him.
Look at him. He's done. You don't have to do this.
If you don't kill him now, though, the entire guild will come after us in the future. The discharger shakes in his hand. Hurt and anger flashes across his face.
I understand your anger, your pain, but killing him won't make all that pain disappear. It won't bring back your friend.
But it will be justice done. I'm sorry, I'm a cold-hearted bastard sometimes. Kara gently touches Zack's arm.
Don't stoop to his level. You won't be able to come back from it.
You really don't know him, do you? He's killed countless people just like I have. You really think one more to his tally will hurt his conscience? Don't be so stupid.
Zack doesn't comment.
Just do it already.
Zack grips tie-ins once more as he aims the weapon. My breath catches in my throat, and the air still is taut tension as time seems to freeze. He lowers his weapon. Vare exhales hard, then laughs.
Gone weak. Maybe we aren't as much alike as I thought.
You're right. Because I'm nothing like you. I don't murder the people I care about.
What?
You were my brother for the longest time, and family is complicated. You'll have to live with what you did, and maybe it won't be today or tomorrow. But someday, your decisions will come back to haunt you.
Leaving him alive is going to come back to haunt us. Vare scoffs.
That soft heart is what got Damon killed, and what will eventually kill you, too.
Zack swings the discharger around, crushing into Vare's temple. He slumps to the ground. The encroaching quiet seems to bring life back to us. Zack breathes hard as he stares at the body on the ground.
You did the right thing.
No, he didn't. He doesn't say anything. I glance over at Liana. Her blue eyes watch Zack closely, her mouth a thin line. I wonder what she's thinking about. Hey. She glances at me and gives me a small smile.
Hey.
You okay?
Yeah, I feel for Zack. It must have been really hard knowing that someone you trusted could have betrayed you.
Yeah. I hear a soft rustling and see Amelia rummaging through books. Of course. Amy? She looks up.
Yes?
Are you sure now is a good time to be doing that?
The goal of this mission is to acquire the ledger which contains information regarding Kara's family. Is it not?
I thought the whole mission was to kill them all, so... Her voice wavers as she tries to put on a brave face. Aw.
It is evident that these books are the ledgers which we seek. To find the specific book, we would need to require a lengthy amount of time which we do not have. I would advise all of us to assist in this function.
Yeah, but... maybe this is her way of coping with the situation. I gesture towards Zack. He shakes his head.
Amy's right. We need to find the ledger and get out of here.
He shakes out of Kara's grasp and begins pulling out
What
books.
date should we be looking for, Kara?
Oh, let me think.
Kara heads over to Zack while Liana and I jump to help. Once we know what dates we're searching for, we get started sorting the books. We work tirelessly, glancing behind us every so often to see if anyone notices us. Then Zack wordlessly hands Kara a ledger. Her eyes search as she takes the book with trembling hands.
Is that the ledger we require?
Kara nods but doesn't read it. We wait awkwardly, but Kara doesn't move.
Why don't we just take it with us? We can read it at a more fitting time. Right now, we might have to get out of here before more of the Brotherhood finds us.
Yeah.
Kara shakes her head to clear her thoughts, and her voice grows stronger.
I mean, you're right. We need to get out of here.
Amelia grabs a few more books and tucks them under her arm. What are you doing? Making it look like a
I'm
robbery.
acquiring proof should we wish to alert the proper authorities about the Cloaked Brotherhood.
Good idea. I think those will be enough, though. Let's go.
The group nods and we split out of the room. We should have killed the guy. I follow the group through a corridor as we navigate to the exit. The sky is a canvas of darkness when ooh, that's a good line. When we exit the house. Bright start. Music is good in this episode. Bright stars prick holes in the inky black blanket of the night. I let out a soft breath of relief. We made it. You know, I haven't saved in a while, and that scares me. I don't want to have to do that all over again. Zack marches ahead of us. He approaches the first guard we find. The guard stiffens as Zack approaches, taking his black cloak and scar.
Can I help you?
Yes. We discovered something that might be interesting to you.
Oh?
There's a band of dangerous mercenaries living in this area. They're called the Cloaked Brotherhood, known for taking on jobs which hurt innocent people. We've just discovered their home base.
The guard looks surprised.
I've never heard of this group.
That's the point.
He seems dismissive and skeptical.
It's pretty hard to believe that a dangerous organization has been in this town the whole time without our knowledge.
They don't operate openly.
Still, the guard seems unconvinced. Zack shoves the 3 books Amy grabbed from the ledger room at him.
Here's a list of some of their targets, and these are just a few of them. There's a whole room full of even more names and missions.
The guard rolls his eyes as he opens the first book, but his jaw tightens as he flips through the pages.
These are death dates.
Yes.
He continues to flip through the book, then opens up the second.
Look how far back these dates and names go. They've been operating for a while.
The guard snaps the book shut, his mouth frowning in an obvious distaste.
Where did you say you found this?
His voice is hard and eyes steely. Zack points to the house.
There's a hidden doorway behind a curtain in the front room. You'll need reinforcements.
I'll look into this. If all of this is real, then there are serious crimes being committed.
His demeanor changes completely from the bored, listless man we approached. His footsteps are brisk and sharp as he seeks out his fellow guards. Kara still clinging to her book. She clutches it to her chest. Zack notices Kara's expression.
Come on, let's go to the inn.
She furrows her brows.
What if someone sees you?
It doesn't matter anymore. The scouts will return to headquarters to discover an army of guards storming the place. I'll be the last of their worries.
That's true.
Kara sounds like she's still in a daze as Zack steers us towards the inn. The rest of us follow silently behind. When we arrive at the inn, we hurry upstairs, walking faster than normal. Zack doesn't stop to make eye contact with any other patrons, even though a few of them do double take. Kara goes into her room. Zack follows her and swings the door shut behind him, but catches on the back of his heel, which stops it from closing it all the way. He must have one-track mind because he doesn't seem to notice.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Kara takes a deep breath.
Yes.
She closes her eyes.
No.
Her face twists.
But I need to. I need to know.
Take your time. Whenever you're ready.
She nods, not meeting his eyes. We should go. We should leave, but Liana and Amelia stand on either side of me, rooted to the spot. Even the Pongo is still and silent. After what seems to be an eternity, Kara flips through the book, biting her lip. There's a lengthy pause. I can see her eyes flicker across the page. She freezes. A visible weight seems to leave Kara's body. The book goes limp in her hands, hanging wide open from her fingertips. I don't think she even realizes it's still there.
At least now I know.
Heartbreak flickers across Liana's face.
Oh, Kara. I'm so sorry.
My chest gives a painful tug. Are you alright? Kara nods.
I'm fine.
Oh god, the voice actress is doing such a good job. My heart's breaking a little bit. But her voice is tight. She tries to put on a smile, but can't hide the pain from her face. Zack takes a step towards her. He touches her arm, and then something in Kara's expression changes.
I'm fine. Really.
I know.
Kara's eyes begin to shimmer with tears. She shakes her head.
I know.
Gently, he folds her into his arms. The ledger falls to the ground with a soft thud. Her voice cracks as she tries to hold back tears. Aww. Zack's arms wrap tight around her. She clings to him and she can't hold back any longer. They stand there together, Kara's body shuddering from deep sobs as Zack holds her, as strong and steady as a rock. My heart caves. I want to help, but I don't know what to do. Liana touches my arm. Give them privacy.
We should go.
I nod. Giving them some space is maybe the best thing we can do for her and Zack at this point. Liana and Amelia slowly walk away. I reach out and gently shut the door, following after them. We settle downstairs at a table while we wait. Liana casts worried glances upstairs.
I feel for both Kara and Zack.
Yeah, Ver and Zack seem to have an intense history. I guess they both ran into the same circle and was looked at after by Damon. Amy nods.
Ultimately, Ver was unsatisfied with the group, and to complete his initiation into the Cloaked Brotherhood, he had his team killed.
Wait, how'd you know that was his initiation? Amy fixes with me with her big eyes.
Zack expressed that the Brotherhood's initiations require a hefty sacrifice. For Zack, it was to spill the blood of the innocents. It would stand to reason that the Brotherhood would have offered a similar mission to Ver.
That makes what happened even more horrific. How could he just turn on his team like that?
Should have put a bullet in his head. Hopefully this was all worth it, though, to give Kara some closure.
Yeah. Having an idea of what happened isn't the same as reality confirming it.
The conversation falls to a close. There's really not much to say after what's happened. Finally, after what feels like an hour, Zack and Kara come downstairs from the room. We all shoot to a stand.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Kara hastily wipes her face.
It still hurts, but it's a little better now.
She gives us a small, weak smile.
Thank you guys for coming with me.
Liana smiles back.
Of course.
A few other people from the inn send us curious glances. Some patrons squint at Zack.
We should get out of here.
A shiver runs down my spine. Yeah, I agree. All the muttering and staring is starting to make me feel uneasy. Not only that, but this place is still technically dangerous. I'd really rather not have another encounter with the Cloaked Brotherhood. Not wasting any more time, we gather what we need and leave. Should have killed them all. Just saying. When we are far enough from the city, we finally stop to make camp. The crescent moon hangs low in in the clouds. Zack prepares dinner, and we sit around a small fire. The Pongo huddles closer to Kara. She absentmindedly pats his head and gives him a hug. And I think this is where I'm going to end it. This is a long episode. All my episodes have been doing quite good length. 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And this is a nice place to end it. I like to end it after a day has passed, but I feel like this is the best place to end it. Okay, it was a heavy episode, and I still say they made a mistake in not killing Ver. They should have killed them all, honestly. And I still wonder if the main character, how he's dealing with killing these bandits and these random people he has to fight. Let me know in your comments below what you think. If you were thrown into this situation where you had to fight for your life, would you think twice about killing your enemy? That's a really heavy question to ask. But if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and share it around. It helps to grow the channel, and I really appreciate it. Become an Ember of the Phoenix today by following me on Twitter and subscribing to the channel. In doing so, you'll never miss when a video goes live, and you'll get to see some good stuff on Twitter. Trust me, you're missing a lot. And the link to that can be found in the description below and on the front page of my channel. And I don't know if I link it at the end of these videos, or if it's just written out. I think it's written out, but yeah, go follow me. But with all that said, this has been Black Phoenix. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.